Hey, what's going on? Welcome to the Dolphins Dive Bar. Welcome to the Week 12 edition of the show. My name is Tony Two Times, aka Chicky, and right now we're gonna talk about the Dolphins win, bro. Dolphins won again, third win in a row. Beat the New England Patriots, swept the New England Patriots by the final score of 34-15. That's back-to-back sweeps. It's like sweeps in back-to-back seasons on the Patriots. That's something that the Dolphins haven't done like since Dave Wanstead was coaching. So that's a really awesome achievement for Miami. Just, I mean, winning a game, period, is awesome, but just be able to beat, your one of your biggest rivals 4 games in a row, or however many, going to the other season. Uh, awesome. Hats off to you guys. So for today's drink, I already went ahead and poured it. Normally I do the whole thing and I make it, but today, I just opened it a little earlier, so I had a little chance to breathe. Just got a nice little white wine. It's not champagne. I don't have champagne. I just wanted like a white wine to celebrate a couple of milestones that happened, like the win and the sweep, and then to also celebrate from last week when I can't believe I'm celebrating Buffalo, but when the Chiefs went down and they were the last undefeated team left in the season, so their record's gone, and like everybody gets to pop champagne to it. And in my cheap case, just some, I don't know, white French stuff. It's not the best explanation. Ooh, I don't like white wines. Like that's not my thing. I love a good red, but whatever. This ain't bad. It's not a swill. So let's talk about that game, right? Miami dominates, especially that first half. Yeah, I guess like the first 3 quarters of the game, Miami just truly dominated, just like at their will. I mean, offense was cooking. I mean, if, they come out strong. Like Drake May is New England's quarterback. They come out, they get like Miami gets the 3 and out on the defense like right away, setting the tone. Like, listen, Chop Robinson, that dude had a game today. Like, this was truly like his coming out party in the NFL, man. He had like 1.5 sacks, got to the quarterback 3 times, almost had a what was it? A strip sack, a forced fumble, but they went and reviewed it and they seen that Drake May's hand was coming forward, so they went ahead and reversed that call. But other than that, like the dude was just so disruptive today and just destroying that O line. I mean, he was like just coming off the edge and like guys couldn't even touch him. He would just do a little arm move, swim under, and then just put a licking on Drake May. I mean, it was awesome to see. Zach Sealer was in there involved. I mean, Ramsey and Sealer, they both got a sack today. Just Ramsey coming off the edge, and nobody's picking him up. So it was just good to see the defense just so dominant, especially in the first half. I mean, even on that drive where Chop had that sack that was overturned. I mean, what, 2 plays later on third down, he just gets another sack? I mean, the kid could not be stopped today. It was such a dominating performance. And I get it. New England's rebuilding. They're not what they used to be. This was suspected this was going to be a very rough year for them. Okay, but they're still a professional football team. And they're still playing the game. And, one professional little boy, another professional. And basically it was like, on both sides of the ball, 22 professionals, little Boyd, 22 other professionals. So, I don't know. What do you want from me? The defense just dominated so much, especially in that first half. In the second half, I mean, look, they're just trying not to lose, right? And so they're not as intense as they are. They got a little sloppy. I mean, one play they had like what? Freaking, it was like fourth down, fourth and long, and they throw like a 38-yard touchdown pass. Like nobody's blocking the guy as May does a little shimmy and shake in the pocket to try to stay clean. I mean, all right, got a little lazy on that. But other than that, I mean, they played about as dominant of a game as you could play. I mean, when you're getting pressure from the line, from the 4-man rush that you have, if you're just getting pressure off that alone, like before you even get the blitzing from the second or third levels back there, like from the linebackers or the DBs back there, I mean, it's almost like that's almost perfection the way you play that game. There was one play though where Jordan Poyer was going up to make a tackle on somebody, and he got freaking hit harder than a drunk on the tracks of a bright line train. So there was that, and it's always I don't know, it's always a good time. It's never out of pocket to throw shade at Poyer because the dude is a mole. He is a spy. He's working for Buffalo. Just getting a paycheck from Miami. Fucking on to you, buddy. Speaking of getting hit by a freaking bright line train, did you see that hit that Jonnu Smith put on that dude as he was going into the end zone? I mean, he was clanging bodies, dude. Offensively today, Jonnu Smith was the man, bro. Like, he's quickly becoming to a safety blanket. I mean, he finished with 9 for 87 with a touchdown. Also on the man on offense today, I mean, the Samoan slinging machine, Tua Tagovailoa, the dude, he went at like 29 for 40 today, 317 yards, 4 touchdowns, no picks, no fumbles, got sacked twice. No fumbles, right? It's like his first time in like 3-4 games that he hasn't had a fumble. Devon Achane, he carries the ball 10 times. He only gets like 32 yards today. But, to supplement that, he also had 3 catches for 24 yards and 2 touchdowns. So, they put the ball in his hands, put the ball in your playmaker's hands, doing all right. Jalen Waddle, bro. 8 catches for 144 yards and a touchdown today, with like longs of 29. But like in the first half, he had 6 catches for 118 yards. In the first half, they were feeding him. He was everywhere. He had nice like drags across the field trying to run around guys. He had a beautiful left side of the field comeback catch. Back shoulder, just reach back, beautiful catch, no drops. I mean, when was the last time you were able to say that? He was so inspired. Like, he played such a good football game, his best game of the season by far. And, I guess he's retiring the Waddle dance. I mean, you see Steven Ross up in the stands doing it. But, Waddle's doing different things now. I guess he's evolving from what he used to be. But, I mean, yeah, that was, hands out his best game. It was so cool to see. He just dude, your stars, just give him the ball, right? He's your star. He's one of your star players. Give him the ball. You give Achane the ball, he does great things. You give Jonnu Smith the ball, he's done great things. Cheetah, on the other hand, he's still, the numbers might seem pedestrian because they are for his standards, but he's still doing his thing. I mean, he had 5 catches for 48 yards. Very pedestrian, but I guess the whole game plan just was finding Waddle in those spots and just getting him the ball and seeing him make plays, because Cheetah can have the game that Waddle had today. Like, he can have that game every week. He should be having that game every week now that Tua's back. Like, just find a way to get the ball into their hands, that doesn't include an end around all the time. Tua did a really good job of spreading the ball around today, moving his feet around. I mean, he hit just about all of his receivers, right? Like a lot of people had catches, from Jalen Wright to, from the 2 top receivers to Jonnu to Julian Hill had a catch. Malik Washington got a catch. Everybody got a catch. Odell Beckham got he didn't get a catch. He actually dropped it. That's been a fun little $10 million experiment or whatever they're paying him. That's the biggest hole on the offense right now is the receivers after the top 2. It's almost well, it's not even almost it is Jonnu Smith is doing the job that was probably reserved for Odell Beckham in the offseason, what they thought the offense was going to be. this is the guy that's doing it for you now. So, John, even though he's a tight end, he is Miami's third receiver, and he keeps making plays. I mean, who else you got to throw the ball to, right? I mentioned failed end arounds early. There was one end around though that was absolutely great. I forgot who got the ball, but they faked the run, and then Tua just did like a very casual toss back to a spot. And I mean, even the cameraman was full. The dude was following the running back, and then he had to quickly zoom out because I mean, here goes a guy running around the left side, just untouched. It was a go. It fooled everybody, right? If you fool the cameraman, chances are you fool the guys on the field too. So like we said, there was like two different games being played. It was like that first half game and then that second half game. Miami just trying to kill time, trying not to lose the game. They even got to a point and they took Tua out and put Skyler in. You're up 3 scores. It's like, all right, and this guy's good. Bro, Skyler Thompson. Like, this guy, I hope he does not check social media after the game. He's just getting wrecked on there because, I mean, this poor guy, he can't catch a break, right? It's like he's in there for basically like 2-3 plays, tries to hand the ball, and Jalen Wright gets the stat for having the fumble, but like that handoff was so botched that leads to a fumble, which is really a scoop and score for Christian Rodriguez. Gonzo. I mean, just bobbling the handoff. That's what, especially like right after the play or the down where New England gets that 38-yard touchdown pass, and then Miami's like next offensive drive, you have this fumble. So they get 2 quick scores, and like they're only down by 2 scores, like 16 points at that point, right? Because they got they went for 2, they got that, so they make it 15. And then what the hell's going on here? Like, these guys can't even get a rest. Like, you want these guys to get a rest because they got a game on freaking Thursday. But after that, Tua had to come back in, and they just had to like kind of mow out the game like that, just do whatever they can. Jalen Ramsey came in untouched on like one of their last defensive drives, and comes in off the edge. There's like a deflection, and then there's a interception by a dude named Dodson. Like, we got Dodson here. I mean, that really just like killed the game off for them. So the Dolphins do what they do, right? They beat a quote unquote bad team. And yeah, I mean, New England was a bad team. They had so many penalties today, especially on the offensive side of the ball, like false starts and legal motions and just very undisciplined football. Penalties on defense that kept Miami in it, or that would give them a fresh set of downs. They were just a very sloppy, undisciplined team. And that was really their downfall, and also they couldn't put nothing together. They could barely run the ball. They could barely get consistency in the pass game. Drake May, I mean, he uses his legs a little bit. He was able to pick up some first downs with the runs and everything. But, until they get real, like, better weapons, or until guys develop, I mean, they just, they're having a rough go, that team. So I'm glad that Miami got them when they did, because then you could put this kind of whooping on them, right? I mean, come on, you're leading 24-0 at halftime. You got a quarterback that had 247 yards at the half, a receiver with, like I said earlier, 6 for 118 at the half, and then Jonnu had 7 catches for 71 yards and a touchdown, all in the first half. It was good to see Miami get a little healthier, too. Alec Ingold was back from that. I think it was like an ankle or a calf. I think it was a calf that was bothering him. Teron Armstead played the game. He didn't practice this past week. He hasn't practiced for 2 weeks. Like, they just wheel him out there for the game. And he's all girdled up, and he's got all kinds of braces and harnesses and things going. Like, that dude is such a trooper. I mean, I don't see him playing past this year. I really don't. He's given like everything that he has. You know, him and Calais Campbell, the two elder statesmen on the team that they're just trying to do the absolute best they can. You know, it's two different outcomes for them because Calais is just a freaking beast. He's like in his late 30s, but he's got like the body of a freaking like 25-year-old the way he plays out there. And Tehran is just all that wear and tear. Like the trenches, that is such an unforgiving position because it's like every play you just got a grown man that's trying to freaking pow through you, and it's just they sustain so much stuff and they just don't get the flowers that they deserve. It's always the playmakers. So I see you, Tehran. The line lives and dies by you. It really does. The line really lives and dies by the health of the front guys because the depth is not all that great. There is big drop-offs at every position. And, as long as these guys can stay healthy, like how they go, the team goes. Really, I think is how it is, right? The only person that really didn't play that's not on IR was Kendall Fuller. So, relatively healthy. But we're gonna see, who's able to get healthy and recuperate themselves because there is a quick turnaround. So what's next? What's next for Miami? Thursday night, Thanksgiving, little Thursday night Thanksgiving football for the Finns, as they gotta travel to, what do they call that place? The frozen tundra of Green Bay. Well, they're gonna be out there. Road game, one of the biggest tests of the season for Miami. If they feel that they have a shot, and it's like every week you just have to go 1-0, and every week you're being tested, this is the biggest test on this little path going forward from when Tua came back, when this team was like, hey, listen, we still got time and opportunity to make a run. It all starts, it started weeks ago, but it really starts on Thursday. It's a huge test, and you got to go to Green Bay. You're 5-6 right now. If you can pull this game out, you're sitting at 500, like a game behind Denver in that wild card standing. So you have games that are tough, but you also have games that are very winnable because you got them, but then you got the Jets twice still. You got San Fran, who lost today. Who knows where they're going to be? I know Brock Purdy's not going to miss the rest of the year, but, he's out. Who knows if he'll go out again? He's missing games. So you have very winnable games, but you have your toughest test of the season to date this Thursday on Thanksgiving. So as I finish this glass of wine, we finish this video, enjoy the rest of your week. Enjoy your Thanksgiving. Get fat, eat, drink, be merry, and then after said game, probably the next. I'm gonna be honest with you. You're probably gonna come out till Friday because we're gonna be doing family things, right? But after you're all comatose with your turkey and everything, come back to the Dolphins dive bar. We'll have a nice, delicious glass of coquito. And we will talk about, hopefully, a Dolphins victory that puts us to 500. Who knows? It'd be a beautiful thing to see. But, once again, this is the Dolphins Dive Bar. And your Miami Dolphins, our Miami Dolphins, are winners 34-15 over the New England Patriots. The sweep. And, join us in a few days. Hopefully the team's rested. Hopefully you're rested. Hopefully we can get this W. All right.